All right, Splinterlands fans, we have a massive reward cards update coming with the next season on August 15th, here in about 2 weeks. That's going to completely change the game because we have a full mini set of reward cards coming, a brand new set of reward cards coming. We're going to be able to unlock our previously soulbound reward cards that are going out of print now. We have new abilities, new debilitations, which is something new. And here on this video, I get to reveal my very own Splinterlands card. I mean, not my Splinterlands card, but I get to be the very first one to show you guys one of these new reward cards. So we've got some alpha to spill as well. So let's dive into it. These reward cards, what is coming with the next season? We have 12 commons, 12 rares, 7 epics, 12 legendary cards. So we have 43 cards coming. Again, basically a mini set that is going to add a bunch of game-changing things, such as some new abilities. So let's go through these brand new abilities here. Mimic. This one just looks chaotic. I know this is a Rebellion set, but this is chaos here. At the beginning of round 2, and each following round, gain a random ability from the enemy team. 25% chance to gain a random ability from an attacker when hit. You could load up on abilities and it could absolutely get insane. How many abilities can we stack on a card? Dispel removes 1 mimic ability in the order they were gained. Debilitations, which we'll go over soon. Targeting abilities, I'm guessing that's like snipe and sneak. Ambush, weapons training, flank, reach, charge, and taunt cannot be mimicked. That's gonna be chaos. That's gonna be fun. I say it's gonna be fun. You know I'm gonna complain on stream when my opponent runs the card and gets my best abilities and I run it and I get the crappy ability. Oh, we're gonna have some RNG here, but it's gonna be fun. I'm very curious to see what type of card they stick this on. What type of, it's gonna be on a tank, a support card, an attacker. What are we gonna see this mimic on? It looks intriguing, so I can't wait to see some cards. Corrupted healing. This is the kind of the start of where we're starting to see some potential negative, some negative effects that come with things, and I absolutely love it. We've been talking about this since I joined the game 3 years ago, wanting to have like double-edged sword abilities where you gain something good, but you also get something bad with it. And this is kind of what you see here. Each round, restore 1/3 of max health to allied units rounded down. So 1/3 health rounded down is the same wording that we see on just the typical heal. So if the wording there confuses you, it's just a heal for all of your units. All of your units heal, but each time a unit is healed, its max health is reduced by 1. So it comes with a drawback there. And to give an example of this card, I get to reveal some alpha here. For the very first time, you guys are seeing Arachno Weaver, which has this ability. And I think it's very appropriate that this ability is in Death, because this is just going to be a very powerful heal. Now, it's limited in the number of times you can heal because of that, the decreasing that max health. But I think it really fits perfectly in Death because, okay, each time a unit is healed, its max health is reduced by 1. Well, Death doesn't really have many other heals. In Modern, there is no tank heal. In Modern, there is no triage. There are a couple of self-heals. There's 1 card in each set. There's just not a lot. There's only 2 total Modern cards that have a heal. So if a Death card lost its health, it was gone anyways. So it doesn't really matter if you're losing that max health when there wasn't going to really be any way to gain it back anyways. Hopefully that makes sense. So I think this has the potential to be a very good healing card. And then it's got some damage, it's got some poison, has scavenge. I'm curious what it means when it says allied units. When I think of allied units, I think it doesn't include itself. But I haven't seen specific confirmation on that. So it's not terrible in terms of like damage, health. I mean, got poison, but then that's a super powerful heal, especially in battles that might not last that long. Again, it's not the type of heal. Sometimes when we build up these healing teams, we want to have like a sustain team that can go to fatigue and just outlast the other team. This type of heal is not going to work that way, but I still think it can be a very powerful heal. Execute! If the target has 2 or less health after a successful attack, perform another attack against the same unit. So you're basically going to kill it off if it has 2 or less health. And it's gonna be interesting. I want to know what's paired with that. If you could get Bloodlust paired with that, that sounds fun. No, it's pretty straightforward. Can't wait to see what type of attacker is on this. Wing Break. I hate seeing Wing Break. Dart Squirrel gives everybody flying. And now we have a massive flying counter. Always target enemy units with flying first, regardless of abilities or rule sets. +2 damage if the target has flying. So you always target flying. +2 damage if you have them. That's like a nerf to flying cards. That's a massive nerf to flying card. You're gonna be able, like, that's gonna be a nice card because a lot of cards have flying. All right, moving on from the abilities, we now have Debilitations. So these are cards that damage or inflict negative status effect on allies instead of enemies. Cards with Debilitations generally have higher stats for their mana cost. You have to decide if the drawback is worth the extra punch they pack. So the first one is Incendiary. It reapplies burn at the beginning of each round. Burning has a 33% chance to spread to adjacent units at the beginning of each round, and then all burning units lose 2 health. So burning is like poison, except it has a 33% chance to spread to adjacent units. And now I'm not sure how that works. Is it you roll once for the card on the left and once for the card on the right? You roll once and it applies to both the card on the left, the card on the right? I don't know the exact details here, but either way, we've actually got a card we can share here as well. This one was revealed by Gold Matters on Twitter earlier. The Kaze Conjurer. This is sick. 6 damage with piercing and 5 speed for only 2 mana. That is ridiculously powerful. So they throw on this burn. Man, I think that's worth it. With 2 mana, especially if in low mana matches, where a lot of those matches don't last very long anyways, and you can deal a ton of damage. So basically this card has if there's no healing or anything to like triage it up or whatever the case is, or extra health that you're giving it to, like strengthen, but just by default, this card's only gonna last 3 turns because burning's gonna kill it off after turn 3. But in 3 turns for 2 mana, you can get 18 damage. It's fast damage with piercing. I would take that trade. Now you're gonna end up burning. There's gonna be RNG. You're gonna end up burning the entire rest of your team. But in these low mana matches where they don't last that many rounds anyways, that card just looks nice. That looks nice. I was not expecting the stats to be that high, but we'll see. Obviously, I haven't seen all of it in action. Electrify deals 1 damage to all allied units at the beginning of each round. Your team is taking an extra 6, and again, it says all allied units. Are we gonna have consistent wording here? And does that include itself? I don't know. I don't know all the details here, but either way, these are gonna be fun. Weary. Each round, weary units have a 10% chance to become exhausted. This increases by 10% every round up to a max of 80%. Exhausted units skip their turn and cannot retaliate, so it's kind of like they're stunned. But they basically just can't attack, so yeah, I mean, I would say it's like they're stunned. There might technically be some differences there, but I'm just curious to see some of these cards. Man, you can get some crazy. Based on what we saw up here on Incendiary, you can get some crazy cards. I can't wait until all of these come out, and they've sent some of them out to people. So make sure you guys follow your content creators on social media because they're going to be posted all over the place. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll be tweeting some of them out, retweeting people and things like that. So make sure you follow me there, and you'll see a lot of the posts. So anyways, that's what's as far as the new reward cards. Now we have Unbinding the reward cards. So you are now going to be able to burn DEC to unlock your soulbound cards. And I've seen some complaints about this already, but remember, the point of the cards are meant to be soulbound, okay? They are not meant to be unlocked. This is basically a way that we can say, okay, you're supposed to earn these cards by playing the game, but maybe you didn't earn, maybe you didn't pull all the ones you want. Maybe you're a newer player coming into the game and you want to go back and pick up some of the old cards. We need to get these on the market somehow so that there is an option to acquire these if people want them. It's expensive because it's kind of meant to be in a way. It's kind of meant to be because these cards are going to have their value. The more expensive they are, basically the more that value is being burned and helping the economy rather than being profit for those who have farmed these. And I know people think, oh yeah, well, the players want the profit. Yes, that sounds great, but remember that there's only so much profit you can have from playing the game. The more profit you have, our ROI is going to adjust that. And you can't just continually increase profit. If you increase profit, the market is going to change accordingly. And so having this value in soulbound and having the value in the economy helps us be able to get more rewards, have fun with these reward cards without breaking the economy, without breaking the game. I feel like I'm not explaining that very well, but I think you guys can hopefully get the point. But anyways, the cost is going to be, there we go. For the first 29 days, it will cost 10 times a card's power per BCX in dark energy crystals. Basically, it means 10 times its power. It says power per BCX because when you max out a card, it gains bonus power. That bonus power is not factored in. So it's essentially just 10 times the card's power without factoring in that bonus. And then it's going to go up from there. Where's it? Here it is, down here. Additionally, every 30 days, the price to unbind cards will increase up to 15 times 6 months from now. And after 6 months, they will permanently be soulbound. There will no longer be any more cards from that set that are added to the market as unlocked cards that can be traded. What we have in 180 days is all we will ever have. Because rather than flooding the market with a deluge of cheap reward cards, these unbinding costs are comparable to the current market value of most rebellion cards. We feel this pricing model is in the best interest of our players, as unbound reward cards will likely be scarce and highly valuable. This should prevent a drop in the floor price of cards and ensures players' collections retain their value. It makes earning those reward cards valuable. And I don't know what we are going to, it gives some more details about how, like, if you combine you can combine burn cards or combine unbound cards with soulbound cards, and then they'll become soulbound again, but you don't have to pay, you can just pay the remaining value to unlock them. But this is going to be a win one way or another for the economy. If we don't see a lot of these cards unlocked, then they're going to be scarce on the market, and they're going to be valuable. And that increases the value of everybody's reward cards that they are earning. Or we get a lot of these burnt on the market. Okay, there's a lot of supply out there, but we burn a lot of DEC in the process, which helps increase the value of SPS or prevent the value of SPS from falling as much, whatever the case. It supports SPS value. It supports card value. DEC burns are important. So whether it's these cards end up being rare or we end up burning a lot of DEC, one way or another, this is a big, big win for the economy. So I'm excited about this. We have a net positive for the economy. We have new reward cards, new abilities to play with. I am absolutely excited about this. I've kind of had a break from my Splinterlands content a little bit just because Illuvium released, and I'm like, I'm loving Illuvium. Okay, guys, I'm loving Illuvium, and just released. So it's kind of my focus right now. Lots of content to create, right? I'm not leaving Splinterlands or anything like that. I don't know how much more Splinter. You're going to see me maybe making videos, maybe just posting on social media about these new reward cards as they come out. Probably not going to play the game too much until the 15th. Once the 15th hits, we're going to go in. I've saved up my glint. We're going to open a lot of these. We're going to try and play with them. and see if we can unlock some of these, and we're gonna have some fun playing again. And we're gonna have a whole bunch more content as we try these cards out in action. So I am absolutely super excited about all this, and I can't wait. I'll see you guys with these reward cards, and then we'll see you on stream around the 15th. I'm pumped. I hope you are too. See you then.